to what we've already given up. It's like we're pacing around the obvious. Separate lives, different stories, 2 out of 4 of us are all fed up. Well, you and I play with fire, but don't say nothing. Oh, we're both busted. We'll get what's coming after you. Hey, hey. No, don't say nothing. Or bon voyage to rendezvous. Trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them. Should've think I hit somebody. So long to rendezvous. So long to. So long to. We've known each other longer. Yeah, I think that should matter. Yeah, we might have took it too far, but we feel the same way. It's like a perfect mistake. So don't say nothing. Oh, we're both busted. We'll get what's coming after you. Hey, hey. No, don't say nothing. Or bon voyage to rendezvous. Trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them. Should've think I hear somebody. So long to rendezvous. So long to. Heart beats faster when you're around. I can't hide it when we're loving this loud. Heart beats faster when you're around. I can't hide it. They gotta know. Maybe we should just tell them. Bon voyage to rendezvous. Trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them. Should've think I hit somebody. So long to rendezvous.
Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, guys. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I literally had to watch the last few minutes over and over again just to kind of make sense of what was happening between Whitney and Heather. Look, all right. Shout out to Hey Brandy. Yes, we just started, guys. Shout out to everyone watching around the country, watching around the world. Replay crew, don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. I always find that so fascinating, the new places that we are reaching around the world and around the United States. This is our weekly recap, as I said, of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. How are we feeling about Salt Lake City? This is only episode 4. I did get to see some of the ladies at Bravocon backstage and, of course, on their panels. I wish I had gotten to see Salt Lake City's panel, though, but I think that was on the 3rd day, and I was backstage running around. So I didn't get to see their panel, but I did get to see Heather backstage. I saw Whitney backstage. Jen Shah was not there because she was let go. But she was in the city. Here's the thing about Jen Shah that's different than the Erica Jane situation. First of all, Jen Shah is actually the Tom Girardi in this situation. But also, she's just more likable, Jen Shah. And I'm reminded of that when we watch this show. Yes, she has her moments, trust me. Like, really? Like, come on now. However, I can see why people like her. But the same can be said about a lot of other scammers. I'm just saying, you gotta be charismatic to scam millions of dollars from elderly people. And I can say that without saying allegedly because she's pled guilty. Damn. All right. Okay, where do I want to begin? Okay, so I'll start with the Bravocon stuff. So I saw the ladies there. Of course, you may have seen some of the video footage of their panel, and there seems to still be a rift between Heather Gay and Whitney Rose. But also now, in this episode, the first few episodes, we've seen Heather Gay and Lisa be like, Heather's like really rooting for Lisa, and a lot of you are uncomfortable with that. It's like, girl, stop being up, Lisa's, you know what? Oh,
Who said that? When did she say that? You did.
So at the panel, we see that there is a rift. Lisa says that Heather talks behind people's back. So they're not in a great place right now. Lisa Barlow and Heather Gay. I still really like Heather. I do still think that Heather is a sniper from the side. Did you guys see the video footage of Heather backstage? Literally, as she's walking through, the backstage area, that they have the food and everything back there, and there's a box, where they have like the pastries and the breads and stuff like that. She pulls out a piece of like a loaf of bread. These are the moments. Like, we need a Heather Gay on this show. But I'm still kind of missing the Mary Cosby of it all. I'm still missing Mary Cosby a little bit. And I know we didn't get a lot of Mary Cosby when she was around, but there's something missing from this cast. And maybe we will finally get it when these friend doves are introduced next week. Well, at the top of this episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, we have Heather Gay and Whitney going at it, okay? They are still going at it. Oh, where's my thing? Oh. Episode 1, they talked about how the friendships have shifted this season. Meredith and Lisa. Although this episode, Meredith and Lisa, I was moved. Look, I was moved.
Yeah. Meredith can go for herself. I'm done with her. Because I'm not a whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and a dumb family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? Fake Meredith is a piece of I have your back and I'm offended by that. You that piece of garbage whore. I hate her. She's a whore. She's half of New York. She go herself.
Sorry. Got some new sound effects.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
That was from this episode. And if you watched with us last night on TikTok, we had a moment. We had to rewind that moment from this episode. So at the top of this episode, we have Whitney and Heather fighting because Whitney says that Heather was there when Angie Harrington, who we will see next week, said that Lisa was giving blowjobs for courtside tickets. And this is why we get this reaction from poor Lisa.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
I don't know why that was so funny to us last night. Wasn't it really funny to us last night that were here with us? We cracked up so much. We had to I said, let me rewind it again. And I could not stop the giggles. I couldn't stop it. We'll get back to that. But at the top of this episode, Whitney's clearly drunk. Whitney's clearly drunk. And I don't want to say that Whitney has a problem with drinking. I don't want to say that because we know the housewives, they drink, they have a good time, whatever. But I didn't see her drinking like that to all when Whitney Rose is drunk. Okay? Because she's like, she's not all there. She's slurring a little bit. And it's very clear that Whitney's drunk. And she's saying that, Heather, you were there. But Heather's like, I don't remember that. Later on in the same scene, she said, well, you were loaded that night. Whitney says to Heather, you were loaded that night. So she's like, well, then that's probably why I don't remember. Team Heather in this particular part of the episode. Team Heather. Because I get it. First of all, I said, if they were courtside, people are loud, screaming. Look, Bravocon alone. You could have said something to me at Bravocon, and I apologize if I was just like, because maybe I didn't hear you fully. I'm just saying, I'm honest. I probably was like, oh yeah. It was very loud at Bravocon. And at a basketball game, a lot of people, a sporting event, a lot of people are yelling and screaming. But she feels like Heather should back her up. about this rumor. I don't know why Whitney feels an obligation from Heather to back her up on this rumor. To me, the rumor that you were talking about and spreading wasn't something that was like you needed someone to back you up. All you had to say is that Angie Harrington told you this rumor. And if Heather was there and you want to mention, okay, and remember Heather? And if Heather says, I don't remember that, leave it alone. But no, she was just like, you were there, you remember, you're lying. At one point, it gets physical. But I don't blame Heather because she's like, now you're trying to ruin this friendship that I'm trying to build with Lisa and calling me a liar. Okay, question. What's worse, liar, being called a liar, evil, or see you next Tuesday? That was debate from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills earlier today. Honestly, I think, okay, liar is up there with see you next Tuesday. I don't think I would be as hurt if someone called me evil. Maybe I would be, because I'm not evil. So, look, I mean, you call something, not you guys here in chat. Some of you call me all the things in the comment section. It's okay. Evil. Okay, let's give a hierarchy. Evil, liar, see you next Tuesday. Replay crew, as always, I want to know where you're watching from, what you thought of the episode, and your response to this question. What takes a hierarchy? Evil, liar. I just wouldn't want anyone to call me a liar. See, Chocolate Chunks agrees. Chocolate Chunks says, liar's worse, sorry. See? I don't know. There's something about, because it's like your integrity. You know what I mean? Oh, see, Kara says, liar, C word, then evil. See? My people. You guys relate. Okay. Wait. Brittany says, see you next Tuesday is the worst. I mean, I can see that. Look, I'm not going to argue with that. See you next Tuesday is pretty damn bad. It's pretty damn bad. Oh my goodness. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat and all the super chats for today. Thank you. Julie says, need to be part of the replay crew, but wanted to say that I couldn't believe Jen Shah said that her attorney said not to get Botox so that she can show emotions and bringing her twerking instructor. What? Boxer Girl says, see you next Tuesday, liar, then evil. Okay. So it's up there. Liar is definitely up there. Back to yeah. See, Elsing says, Kemp, that's the Taurus in us. We hate liars. That must be it. But back to what Julie said in regards to the Botox situation. I mean, it makes sense. You have to think, when you're strategizing for court, you have to be able to show emotions. I just don't feel like Jen Shah has ever had a problem, even with the Botox, showing her emotion. But maybe they're seeing something. Maybe they need to see a little bit more crinkliness in her eyes and face. We already know the end of what this will lead to. Right now, Jen Shah is literally in the middle during this season of mock trials and preparing for this. Okay? Ooh, okay. Thank you, Rafia. Rafia says, today, Heather McDonald and Josh Flagg from, oh my God, $1 Million Listing, says, confirmed that Bravocon was an audio nightmare. The panelists couldn't hear the moderators, missed audience questions, couldn't hear fans posing with them for the photos. Yeah, but you know, I don't know who that falls on. It could be Jacob Javits Center. I don't know, but there was, at least definitely on day one, some of the mics on stage, you were like, we can't hear you. We can't. Not even day one, even on day three. Look, even day three for the RHOP panel at one point. But it was loud. It were thousands of people in there. And I just like to say, I'm happy and healthy. I didn't get anything. Mm-mm.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
I'm playing that a lot today, okay? Okay, let me focus and be on time. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I see you guys on Facebook. Hey, Nadi. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Delsenia. What's going on? She says, I'm still never claiming Lisa. Fierce Trekker says, this audio gets me every time. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter as well. We see you guys. Don't forget to engage with the content. Don't forget to follow me. We hit over 10,000. We're almost at 11,000 followers on Twitter. Twitter is a place where I share random thoughts, guys, not just about Housewives, not just about pop culture, random things that I'm doing, seeing, thoughts, quotes, Kempisms, all of that is shared on Twitter. So be sure to follow me there at TheKempire. And if you want to see a photo experience, follow me on Instagram as well. And of course, don't forget to follow me on TikTok. That's where I post first in regards to my under a minute recaps and hot topics and things like that. All right. So back to this episode. So Heather and Whitney are doing this. Heather is like losing it because like you guys said, being called a liar, I just, no one's ever called me a liar, at least not to my face. Some of you say it behind my back. I've never been called a liar to my face. So I'm just like, I don't know how I would feel. So I can probably understand if we all are on the same page that liar is up there with the see you next Tuesday word, then that might bother us. Right? And rest in peace to the stakes. I thought that was a cute moment. Rest in peace to the stakes. And here's the thing. When they're filming already, it's hard enough for them to sit down and actually eat. So when they are planning to eat and have a good time and they're not able to do it because Whitney Rose has drank a little too much. Okay. Heather says that she hasn't had a convo with anyone about Lisa's marriage. I don't believe that. And that might be part of the reason why Lisa and Heather have a falling out later, because she's not being 100% honest. She does say later in the episode that she has had conversations about Lisa, but she says at the top of this episode, oh, I haven't had any conversations about your marriage. That's not true. I believe we literally saw it this season already. All right. But I'm still Team Heather in regards to maybe she didn't hear what Angie said at the courtside situation, and she also was drinking a lot that day. Maybe. Well, once this battle, because Heather is done with it, she says, I'm done with you. She literally says to Whitney that she's done with her. And she goes to her room. And Whitney goes to bed because she's drunk. She's drunk. So Whitney goes to bed and Jen Shah brings out the twerking instructor. I don't know what her title was, okay? When I originally saw the photo of this woman from behind, I thought it was Heather. And then to see Heather actually from behind, I was like, oh, what a difference. I'm just saying, what a difference. What a difference. But, yeah. Let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle, y'all. Oh, and I forgot to put up my banner. No one reminded me to put up the banner. Okay. So, the twerking instructor. This was a very brief moment on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's latest episode. The twerking instructor was very talented. The other ladies were a little shaky. Meredith said she can move one butt cheek. I mean, I'm not surprised. This is Meredith. All right, we're not expecting Meredith to do. Okay, I'm trying to lay off Meredith right now. I didn't see Meredith at all during Bravocon. I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't think so. I didn't even see her on any of the panels. So, nothing to report. The entire time they're saying pay your rent, pay the rent, while they're trying to shake their butts. And then Meredith was like, I guess I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent. And I was like, the analogy here, because she's literally renting all the time. Anyways, so Whitney, as you know, her storyline, but her truth this season is her blocking out a very large portion of her childhood. And she, on this trip goes to meet with her half brother and sister. This story is interesting. However, based on the context clues, we know that Whitney was abused. We just don't know by whom. However, she says she hasn't been around her half brother and sister for a very long time. So the only really that we know of, the only connecting person, because her half brother and sister are also talking about their abuse, is her dad, who we've met since season 1. So is her dad the guy that they're alluding to? I don't want to assume. I don't know. We don't know. They don't say. I'm not sure if they're going to reveal that later in the season. As you know, Whitney and her father have had a falling out of sorts. You know, he struggles with alcohol, I believe. So I'm just sort of like, I don't know how I feel about this, because if it's not him, I need them to say it's not him, because that it's sort of like this cloud of, wait, did the father abuse them? Yes, Mary Jane was reminding us Jen Shah's sentencing is December 15th. They've moved it back again. So based off the context clues, I'm thinking that it's the father that they're alluding to, because she says she hasn't seen her sibling. You know, she rarely would see them. And the only person that's connected to them that we know, it could be a family friend too. Don't get me wrong. It could also be a family friend that knows all of them. That is also very common in these abuse situations. But I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about them not saying it, or at least not clearing up that it's not the dad, but maybe we will find out later in the season, or maybe we'll find out during the reunion. Okay. Moving on from there. So she meets up with them, and they kind of rehash all of what she's remembering. Okay. The ladies discuss Jen Shah's case. So Jen Shah has to leave the next day. But before she does, she's, you know, talking with the ladies. And this is when we find out that her lawyer says, you know, you need to stop getting Botox so you can show expression. She's also talking about the mock trials that she's been having, and how she walked out of the prosecutor's mock trial, and now she has to go do the defense mock trial. Sidebar, Lisa Barlow. Damn it, I should have recorded this too. Lisa Barlow says, you know, because Lisa Barlow had a rough last week's episode. She said the only way that she was able to calm down, that helped her calm down, was a couple of burritos and Kit Kats. Oh my God, her insides. Where's Mary Cosby? Because you know, in that moment, Mary Cosby's face would have been like, hold on. Mary Cosby would have been like, what? So unhealthy. But I thought it was humorous, because if we're not going to get the Mary Cosby isms or the Mary Cosby funny, at least we're getting it from some other people during the season. And we do get a couple of those moments from Lisa Barlow. I was just like, not burritos and Kit Kats. I like a Kit Kat though. I don't really love burritos. Just say. Ivy says that Mary would have gotten her together. No, I think Mary would have just made a face in that moment. Exactly. Christina says, women. Oh, I need that soundbite too. Damn it, I need to write these things down. I need all the sound bites. Oh, I miss Mary Cosby. I miss her. I don't miss her problematic comments though. Look, I'm a straight shooter. Come on. I thought that was funny. But Jen talks about what she's preparing for, and all the, I have to say this is the difference between this cast and some of the other cities. I do feel like, despite what Jen is being accused of, look, she wasn't convicted at this time. I feel like these ladies sort of really rallied behind her, despite her problematic behavior and very, behavior. They really rallied behind her, and they all said, are you packed yet? And they all helped her pack. And I have to say, I got a little, not teary-eyed. I didn't cry. I didn't shed a tear. Maybe a housewife tear, where you don't see the tear, but you kind of make up your face like this. Maybe. Look. And then they all did a group hug to see her out. I thought that was sweet. Look, I thought that was a sweet moment. And then when they came back in and Meredith and Lisa hugged, I was like, oh, I loved it. I thought that was a really, really sweet moment. But then
Meredith can go herself. I'm done with her. Because I'm not a whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and a dumb family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? Fake Meredith is a piece of I have your back and I'm offended by that. You, that f***ing piece of garbage whore. I f***ing hate her. She's a whore. She's half of New York. She will herself.
I literally listened to that again and I said to myself, damn, like I want them to be able to move forward. Things happen in friendships. I just don't know. That was pretty bad. Every time I listen to it, I'm just like, I want her to forgive Lisa for the sake of the show. But I'm like, damn. And then when they hugged, I thought that was interesting. Anyone else? I thought it was interesting. They were all, look, I guess we all felt it in the moment. Their mutual friend is going back to New York. She could be facing 50 years in prison. I love how Meredith, you know, she went to law school. So, but unlike some of these other ladies, she's been reading the articles and she's talking about what Jen could be facing. And she's facing 50 years in prison. Stu Chains is facing 70 years because he also had another charge, but he's pled guilty. I wonder how many years Stu Chains is going to get. I wonder, because he was facing 70 years. I wonder, somebody call Emily D. Baker, who I also met during Bravocons. Lovely, lovely. I should have asked her then. You know, we weren't really talking about like those, like we briefly did, but not you know, at length. You know what I mean? We talk enough about it on these platforms. But that would have been a really good question to ask. Like how many, I wonder how many years he's going to face now that he's pled guilty. But she's the last one. Jen Shah is the last one to plead guilty. And they talk about, you know, is Jen Shah the big fish? And they were like, Meredith's like, I don't know. I don't know if he is. Oh, some of you are saying, oh, damn. I guess 25 or 17. It's still going to be some time. He's going to be away from his family. He has young kids. But look, you do. Look. I'm sorry, Stu Chains. You knew what you were doing. You're grown. But he took that plea deal real quick. Meredith also says what we've been saying. And if Meredith was a friend to Jen Shah, I would have been like, Jen, you might want to plead guilty. Because the SDNY has a 98, sometimes 99% conviction rate. And a lot of times it's because people plead guilty. And the SDNY usually is investigating people for years. Chocolate Chunk says, Jen, Big Fish Shah. Oh my goodness, guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. If you are a member of the channel, I will be dropping the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episode. I don't know how you guys are feeling about the season so far, but I have posted in the live chat a poll asking you. And I can tell from the ratings, I can tell from the people that show up. We had, what, over 2,500 people for our Beverly Hills recap? How many people in the room now? I mean, on YouTube alone, 600. How many people on TikTok? Not that many people. I'm still riding with our Salt Lake City folks. Don't forget, guys, once Beverly Hills ends, we will be moving our Salt Lake City to 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So we'll have that on a little bit earlier. Maybe we'll combine it with something else. Look, time is precious. Ask Jen Shah. Damn. Sorry, Jen. Not really. Look, not really. Sorry to all the people that you scammed. Danielle says, recipes to the steaks. Damn. Ooh. War Sanity says, Salt Lake City is better than Beverly Hills. I could see that. I can see that in a way. I don't know about this season in comparison to Beverly Hills, but definitely those first two seasons, I think people slept on it, especially because we had Mary Cosby in the mix. Oh, Amber says, this show is not good. Okay. But we're here. We're talking about it. Let's move on. So Jen leaves, and then we have that sweet moment between Lisa and Meredith, and they hug. And I really want to know in their heads why they decided to hug. And I think maybe based on what we're seeing, remember, they're actually there. They actually know this woman. And everyone has a group hug. Everyone's seeing the emotion of this whole situation. And Meredith apparently is able to look past what happened last season.
Meredith can go herself. I'm done with her. Because I'm not a whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and a dumb family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? Fake Meredith is a piece of I have your back and I'm offended by that. You that piece of garbage whore. I hate her. She's a whore. She's half of New York. She can go herself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, Lisa. You said it. You said it. That will go down in Housewives history, okay? And it's staying right here, and I'm gonna keep using it. I do like Lisa though. Hold on, wait. Where's the other one that I like?
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Okay, let's get to that scene. So they have a group dinner. Jen Shah has left. Now they have a group dinner. And of course, we have Meredith opening up about her dad, memories of her dad, and how she spent a year in Scottsdale at one point. So we have that sweet moment. And then, of course, it leads to Whitney and Heather talking about their issues. And I'm telling you, I had to rewatch this scene multiple times to understand. And I do feel as if Whitney is beating a dead horse. But at the same time, I do think that Heather said some things that she shouldn't have said in regards to Whitney's trauma. Do I think that Whitney's a little over dramatic? She can be. She can be. But I also felt like when Whitney originally told the ladies about this issue, that Heather was a little weird. Remember I said that last week? Heather was a little weird in her response to it, which could be for whatever reason. We don't know what traumas and things that Heather has gone through or what she's dealt with when it comes to Whitney. Whitney seems like she would be a draining friend. Anyone else think that? This episode alone, I was a little drained from Whitney. Just saying. Let me say thank you. We got a couple of super chats. Draco, thank you so much for the super chat. Draco says, Heather's reaction is how I would have expected Erica to react if she wasn't truly responsible for the leaks when she was accused by Kyle. Good point. Good point. But everyone reacts differently. I mean, we have to keep that in mind. People do react differently. Jesus, thank you so much for the super chat. Jesus says, did you put an echo and music? I did not put the music that is original from the scene. Or is it? No, I don't think it was during the scene. I can't remember if it was from the scene. However, I did add the echo because I wanted it to be like a memory. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing. A mess. Okay. Guys, don't forget to get your Coldest water bottle. Coldest is a proud sponsor of the channel. Head on over to coldest.com. Use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. But they don't just have water bottles, guys. They have all the things. They have things for your pets. Sheets are coming to this website. Pillows, beds for your pets, bowls for your pets, all the things. Head on over to coldest.com. But don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. And a portion comes to the channel. So thank you for that. All right. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, wait, hold on. Boom. Let me... Let me... 1 second, y'all. Let me just slow this down so I can see all the comments. There we go. All right. Back to this. And if you are a member of the channel, or if you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. But if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call-in link on the community page right now, so you can be sure to check that out. Angelique says, oh, I need cool sheets. I think that's part of the reason why they've gotten into doing sheets coldest, is because like the cooling of your pillows and things like that supposedly helps you sleep at night. I might need that after after Bravocon. My sleep pattern has been a little bit off. Not that, and mind you, I wasn't even out late like that. Just saying. Okay, Mama Ali, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Can you please?" Oh, I just saw this. Normally I wouldn't, because we don't have that many people in here. We've had a lot more people in here, so normally I wouldn't slow down the chat for less than 1,000 people, but I will today, so I can actually catch up and see what you guys are saying. All right, Deanna, she says, "I'm late, but I'm here." Recap crew caught alive. Yes. Shout out to you guys for being here. All right, so back to this. So Whitney and Heather continue to go back at it over, did Heather hear Angie Harrington say that Lisa was doing the do for courtside tickets? And Lisa has like, can you guys stop saying that?
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
That part to me was so, I didn't want to laugh, Lisa, but it was just funny because I did not expect it to come from you. I was just like, oh, like, oh, what was that? But here's the thing with Heather and Whitney's battle. Whitney and Heather's battle, to me, at first, I was like, this feels a little pre-produced. It feels like the producers were like, we need to stir things up. I know a lot of people love your relationship as cousins and best friends, but we're going to mix this up a little bit this season. That's what I initially thought. But as things started playing out, I was like, maybe this is real. And maybe Heather is a little annoyed by Whitney. Whitney earlier in the episode was like, oh, she never listens to me. I just don't see Heather as the person in a friendship that's always complaining and bringing all her drama to the friend. I feel like she's the friend that people brings the drama to, and she's always listening to them. And Whitney comes across as that person, like she's always complaining about something. And look, we know Whitney has revealed in this season that she's gone through some real trauma. And I didn't like that Heather tried to downplay that and say, you know, this weekend wasn't about you, it was about Jen. Stealing from victims. Just saying, Heather, I'm just clearing things up. I thought it was a weekend because you guys were filming. I didn't realize this was a trip just for Jen. But I didn't like that comment that Heather made at the table in regards to Whitney making everything about herself. I do believe that Whitney is a little delusional. She's a little delusional. And expecting Heather to back her up in this rumor telling. I don't understand why you need someone to back you up in telling a rumor, Whitney. I don't know why. Unless what Heather had to say was literal evidence. Like, well, I saw or I heard. Heather's literally saying, no, I didn't hear that. Which is very possible. She said that, Whitney said it herself, that Heather was loaded that night. She was drinking a lot. And then she also said this was at a game. You're drinking a lot and people are screaming and yelling. I'm sure plenty of you that were at Bravocon that were drinking and in that loud stuff. There's plenty of stuff that you didn't hear. Just saying. Thank you, Shan, for the super chat. Ooh, there we go. There we go. She says, Whitney had me so confused. I love Heather, though. Get her. I think we all... Okay, I'm glad to hear that you were confused because I also was confused. I was wondering, like, what is happening here? What is happening here? Deborah says, Team Heather. In this particular situation, if I had to choose a team, I'm on Heather's side because Whitney, just stand in your truth. You didn't need someone to back you up in this rumor. If this is what you heard from Angie Harrington, because, you know, Heather and Whitney love to produce a moment during the season. So I don't blame Heather for being upset at you. You called her a liar. And then at one point, Whitney says, you called me a liar. I don't remember that. It could have been edited out, though. Keep that in mind. You know, we may have not seen it, but it could have been said. She should apologize to Whitney because she did push Whitney out the way. Tiffany says, Heather said she didn't hear that effing nugget. Which is very possible. It's very possible. All right. Let me just see what else I wrote in my notes, because that was a very confusing scene. And the back and forth. I don't know. This was a little bit of a sleeper episode for me. A little bit of a sleeper episode. But who knows? Next week, it seems as if we're going to get quite a few newbies involved. I think her name is Deanna. I can't remember. Angie is going to be in the mix, and Angie wants to have a conversation with Lisa. Remember, Angie was Lisa's friend, but they had a falling out because Angie is just desperate to be on this show. Art says, yo, that push. I think it was bad. Casey says, Whitney was drunk. She doesn't remember what was said. Yeah, she was pretty drunk. Sister on the Move, thank you so much for the super chat. Sister on the Move says, I thought it was my brain bleed as I watched this confusing fight between bad weather. Okay, not your brain bleed. I can't. Oh my God. It was quite confusing. I literally had to rewatch it multiple times before I did this live. 'Cause I was like, am I missing something here with Whitney, on Whitney's side of things? So after this confusing conversation back and forth, the ladies go back to this place and they get dressed up in pajamas and they're unpacking what's going on with Jen Shah and what they've been reading, specifically Meredith, what she's been reading in regards to what Jen Shah is actually facing. At first, when I looked at what they were wearing, I was like, is that orange that they're wearing? It's not lost on me that they were all looked like they were from Orange is the New Black. And then, Meredith had those hats that had FBI on it. However, she did show Jen Shah the hat, and Jen thought it was funny. Jen's picky and choosy when she wants to find things interesting and funny before if Jen wasn't going to be next season, she would turn on Meredith and be like, and you made those hats with the FBI. You know how Jen Shah is. One minute she's okay with it, the next minute she's throwing you under the bus like, you hate people of color. I saw her on social media doing that again. Jen, stop it. I'm tired of you doing that. Because it's because of people like you that make it terrible for other people, especially on these platforms. Chocolate just said, I think it was Coral. But can we just, because here's the thing. At first I was like, okay, I don't think it's orange. However, with the gifts that Meredith was giving and the humor that Meredith has been having this season, a part of me is like, this was part of the funny. These were orange jumpsuits. Maybe. Maybe not. All right. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Let me say thank you. Felicia, thank you so much for the super chat. Felicia says, Whitney is an unreliable source. She always tells the story wrong, so I don't blame Heather. This is true, and we talked about this in the last couple of episodes. We talked about how she mixes up this information and exaggerates the information and makes it seem as if, this is exactly what she did with Meredith, makes it seem as if this is what was said and it wasn't what was said. Just saying. Felicia, thank you for the super chat. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Deborah says, my king, please have Emily D. Baker on. We need her legal input on Jen's trial. There is no trial. That's the only thing. Anyways. And Ashley's LLC home I should have asked her that this weekend too. You're right. We need to. We definitely need to. But there is no Jen trial. So there's that. I mean, there's always legal stuff to discuss though. But it'll be interesting to see this sentencing. Like, how many years. I believe, what did they say? I don't want to say the wrong amount of time, but she's definitely going to probably get less time in comparison to if she was to fight this and go to trial. Gustav says, no way, Jen is facing 19 minimum. And then Jen does talk during the episode about, you know, when she's feeling anxious, she goes and lays down with her son, Omar. And one of the things that has brought her solace during this time is her children. But also what makes her sad is that she doesn't know if this time next year, if she's going to be missing out on moments with her son. But I hear what you guys have been saying, and I'm going to say it for you. Was she thinking about her family when she was doing this behavior? Rachel says, up to 14. I remember when we were first reporting on this, that's what I heard. It was like up to 14 years that she was facing. She's the last one to plead. So I think she's going to get a pretty hefty sentence. At least now, though, she won't face 50 years. Not sure if she would have gotten 50 years, but oof. I'm still wondering, though, how is Jen Shah living? Boxer Girl says 10 to 15. I'm thinking 10. Okay, thank you. I see, this is why I rely on you guys. I can't watch all the things. Megan says, I think Emily D. Baker said that she thought Jen Shah would get 8 to 12 years. It's still a long time. Still a long time. Damn. But how is Jen Shah paying for the things she's paying for now? Word on the street, when she was here in New York City, not for Bravocon, but for the after parties, she had like a whole entourage of people. How is she paying for these people? Not on Coordinator Shaw's salary. Not off that Bravo salary. Salt Lake City ladies are not making what you think that the other, you know, what the other ladies in these other cities are making, according to reports, allegedly. She's not making a lot of money. And she's not making a lot of money from CAMEO. Maybe from hosting those little stripper things. Look, I don't know. Guys, we have over 600 people in the building. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels that cover similar topics. So be sure to like the video, subscribe, and check out the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for a visual version of our podcast. A new episode of the podcast came out over Bravocon weekend that I forgot to promote. Mind you, after this, I need to do that as well. To let you guys know, be sure to check that out. I had some of the stars from Love Match Atlanta on the podcast, and they dropped a lot of tea. So be sure to check that out. And apparently one of the matchmakers did not like it. So be sure to check out that if you haven't already. Let me see you guys are saying in the chat. No, Vanessa says Jen Shah will probably assign Martha Stewart's old cell. If that's the prison she goes to. If that's the prison that she goes to. There was a comment that I wanted to see. The Happy Cynic says, if she actually has the money she owes, she might not got any. And that's the thing, too. Her restitution is millions of dollars. Oh, my goodness. Happy Cynic says, yeah, and then again, she owes $15 million. Millions of dollars. Like, where is this money? She didn't own a home at the time of her arrest. But yet she's traveling with a therapist and this and that, but she wasn't traveling with makeup. This is all according to Tamara, judge. Interesting. Anyways, guys, happy Thursday. Thank you all for being here for our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. I am going to go eat something. I'm already feeling it in my throat. I've been talking all day. Be sure to check out the video that I just did before the live. There's some more updates coming out from Bravocon in regards to the newest season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And I have to do some under a minute recaps for our TikTok fam. All right. So I'll be doing that a little bit later on. But of course, brother has to eat first. I want to say thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. And of course, don't forget to say thank you to our moderators. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Stay tuned. Next week, same time, same place, we have our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap earlier in the day. And then we will be doing another recap for for Salt Lake City, same time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Yes, guys. And we have over 600 people, almost 700 people watching. Like the video. Let's get to 300 likes. Brittany says, Kempire, can you please put the Lisa Barlow clip with the echoes on TikTok so I can download it and save it? You know what? All right. Anyways. Gustav says, didn't Jen say she got her money in cash? I wish her luck. Millions of dollars she owes. Anyways, let's get out of here, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget fall merch. Thank you, Nightbot, for reminding everyone. The fall merch is here. Go check it out at houseofkempire.com. For a limited time. Don't forget, fall is not here for long. So the merch will limited time, a limited edition fall merch. Be sure to check that out at houseofkempire.com. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. Go eat something good for me because I'm going to go figure that out too. All right. I will get out of here and on the way out. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Meredith can go herself. I'm done with her. Because I'm not a whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and a dumb family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? Fake Meredith is a piece of I have your back and I'm offended by that. You that piece of garbage whore. I hate her. She's a whore. She's half of New York. She can go herself.
Hopefully I won't have to report on anything Bravo. I think I'm a little done with Bravo this week after Bravocon weekend and all the stories that came out from it. So stay tuned. Be sure to check out the Wendy Williams story that I put out yesterday as well. Another update in regards to how she's doing. She's out of rehab. Check that out. Check out the other story that I posted right before this live. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys in the next video. Here's a new song. Luna Wave with Friends.
What if we got everything together and wouldn't it be better then? Get more money, less anxiety, more passion please, wanna alter who I am. Get a little lost, can't find my way, but I can't stay here forever. Get a little low to low my pace till I can face it better. White knuckles on the way down, but my friends are all around. White knuckles, letting go now. All my friends, they help me out. Everything is better now. I'm finding my way back somehow. What if we got in a van, left for the coast? Wouldn't it be simple then? Find perfect peace, give up everything. Are we in harmony? Looking for a better plan. We get a little lost along the way, but we can't stay here forever. Get a little low to low the pace till we can face it better. White knuckles on the way down, but our friends are all around. White knuckles, letting go now. All our friends, they help us out. Everything's better now. Finding my way back somehow. All I know is that things change. We find a way to make it through. 'Cause all we know is that things change, but it's not so bad with you. White knuckles on the way down, but my friends are all around. White knuckles, letting go now. All my friends, they help me out. White knuckles on the way down, but our friends are all around. White knuckles, letting go now. All our friends, they help us out. Everything's better now. Finding my way back somehow. now.